how are my parents feeling now? I'm not really too sure. The thing is, they've just gone away for the weekend. So I don't really know, like, I guess they can have some, like, time away to, like, think about it. I don't know what if they are going to be thinking about it or anything. And whilst they're away, I'm going to gather some information up, just because I know they don't really understand what's going on or anything. So I want them to be able to understand, because then the more they understand, the more they'll be able to support me and stuff, which is what I want. So I don't really know how they're feeling about it. I know they have kind of been treating me, I know I only saw them for like 5 minutes this morning, but they kind of have been treating me a little bit differently. Not in a negative way, in a positive way. I think that my mum said, like, I know my dad said that they supported us and they supported me and they loved me on behalf of both my mum and dad, but I kind of just wanted to hear it from my mum as well. But I think this morning her saying that she loved me lots was kind of her way of saying that she did support me and she loved me and everything. And I know it could have gone a lot better. I was kind of expecting it to go a bit differently than it actually did, and I think I kind of got my hopes up a little bit too much. But I'm just glad it went more positively than negatively, because I'm a pessimist, so I do think of the negatives quite a lot. And I did imagine them kicking me out of the house, and I know that they would never have done that, because I know that's just not in their nature to do that, but that's just kind of how I think and stuff. And I was thinking more of the positives, and I knew it was kind of going to be more of a positive outcome, but I did have that thought, like, oh my god, what if they do kick me out? Which I know is stupid, because they would never do anything like that, but hopefully they'll be a lot more supportive and show their support if they like kind of understand it more, which is why I'm gonna work this weekend to giving them more information and trying to like explain it more, because it's kind of hard to explain like out loud, like this video and stuff is like I would show them this video, but I don't really want them to see this. But I'm just gonna like write some notes down or something, and hopefully that will like help them to understand, or I'll try and find some like websites that kind of explain it. But all the stuff I've been looking at is like explaining being transgender, so it's kind of more hard to find information about being like gender fluid and stuff, but I'll try anyway. How do you think your life might change? I don't really think that my life will change, really. Like, I'm still this person. Like, when I was emailing my favourite teacher, because I'd been thinking about coming out to them for the past couple of weeks, I guess, and I was emailing him about it, saying like I kind of don't want them to think that they're losing their little girl or everything, because obviously I'm not always gonna be their little girl, and female pronouns don't really make me feel comfortable. I think that kind of just doesn't, like, it doesn't really fit in with who I feel that I am. So I was really worried that they would think that they were like losing their little girl and stuff, but he emailed back saying like, I'm sure they'll be fine with it, because you're not changing who you are. Like, I guess sometimes I am still a girl, which I am, but I don't know, it's just, you kind of just think about stuff that probably doesn't even matter, like I overthink everything, so that's probably where that's coming from. So, yeah. But I think they're alright with it. Like, my dad was like, oh, is there anything you, like, want us to do? And I completely froze, and I couldn't tell them that to use gender neutral pronouns, because I know that, like, I know my dad always calls me his little princess and stuff, and I kind of didn't want that to, like, go away or anything. Like, last night when he said goodnight to me, he called me his little princess, and I just started crying because I know that that's just not something I'm comfortable with being called, but at the same time he's called me it since I can remember, so it's not really something that I want to get rid of. It's really hard. That's why I didn't tell them, but hopefully I will be able to tell them. Maybe I'll just like write it in the letter or something, but I know it's hard, like, to grasp these pronouns because I forget them. So like if someone's talking to me and they say like she or her, I don't notice it, so then I can't correct them. But say it was like in a text or something, like when Alice was texting me saying that my favourite teacher said tell her she's more than welcome, and I didn't notice when I first read the text, but then when I read the text the second time I did notice, and that's when I sent him the email saying like, oh, I forgot to tell you my pronouns and stuff. So I know it's hard like transitioning for everyone, so that's why I don't know if I'm gonna tell them or not, because they don't really like use any pronouns or anything for me. So like the only thing they say is princess, which is my dad, and I think I could just live with that, because like obviously I don't want to get rid of that, so I'd be happy to keep that, I guess. How do you know if you are gender fluid? I think it's different for different people. For me, I just felt like some days, because obviously I was still in school when all this was happening, and at my school the girls wear skirts. Like, there is the option to wear trousers, but they're those horrible, weird flared trousers, and the only trousers I like wearing are leggings or jogging bottoms or skinny jeans, so they weren't really in my wardrobe vocabulary. That's totally a thing. So I wouldn't feel comfortable wearing the trousers, so I didn't bother wearing them. And obviously skirts, some days I would be comfortable wearing them if I was feeling more feminine. And also I think it would have raised questions when if I'd all of a sudden started coming in one day wearing trousers and the next day wearing a skirt. I think people would have been a little bit confused, and people at my school aren't very nice towards me, so I don't think I would be comfortable them asking all those questions, or if anyone like found out that was what I was, I think they would be a little bit like, what the fuck, that's so weird, like you're so weird or something. I don't know, I just, again, overthinking, because they've never really been that nice to me, so I don't understand why they would all of a sudden start being nice to me, because they're all total assholes at my school. I just, sometimes I just felt the need that I had to be more masculine to feel comfortable, and other days I had to feel more feminine to be more comfortable. As for being both genders, I just had thoughts of like I didn't really know what gender I should feel, and I couldn't decide which one was the stronger gender on that day, so I just kind of went for both. And being agender is more complicated because, again, I said before, like, you can't really understand how you feel, like, you how agender people feel, because it's kind of like you kind of know that what gender you are. You're like, cis people know, like, oh yeah, I'm born female, so I know I'm a female, but you can't really understand what it would feel like to not have a gender. Like, you kind of know what it feels like to be cis, so you don't really like consider other feelings like that or anything, so then you're kind of just like, what the hell, is that even a thing? And like, yes, it is a thing, but yeah, it is kind of complicated. Some days I just feel like I don't fit into either category, and some days I feel like I can't decide which category I fit into, so I don't bother. I don't put myself into a box, because who needs boxes? So I don't watch Orange is the New Black, but I know a lot of people do because it's good apparently. Sorry if I've got like snots everywhere. I wasn't expecting to cry this video. So yeah, a lot of people have been like obsessing over Ruby Rose at the moment, and I'm pretty sure she's gender fluid, which is cool because her being openly gender fluid is kind of like getting more people to know what gender fluid is, which is cool because not enough people know about it. Like, literally, people think it goes like male, female, transgender. They don't, there's like a whole spectrum of like different things. Like, it doesn't just stop at those 3 categories. Like, there is millions of possibilities. There is so many. There is also Angel Hayes, and they are openly agender. If you watch Catfish, you might have seen them when they hosted with Neve when Max was away for a few episodes, and they also did another episode where there was a mum that wasn't accepting of her bisexual daughter when she was in a relationship with another girl, and Angel spoke about their like personal experiences with it, because obviously they are agender and pansexual, and their family wasn't really accepting at all, and I think their whole family just stopped talking to them, which kind of sucks. So yeah, then there's also a bit of like publicity, not publicity, but like more information coming from that. Okay, so I've got a reply from my favourite teacher, because I kind of tell him pretty much everything that happens. So I told him about me telling my parents last night, and this was his reply. Hi Neve, that's fantastic, well done. It must have taken some guts to go to speak to them, so honestly, well done. It is a hard thing to take in and to get your head around. You struggled to get your head around it for a while, so just give them time and they will begin to understand. Just speak to them again about it to help them. Your mum will feel exactly the same as your dad. They both love you and want what is best for you and for you to be happy. That's all they will want from you, and if you are happy, then they will be fine. As I said, it will just take them some time to get their heads around. Speak to your You're not fucking American. Sorry. Speak to your mum on her own and see what she says. Just ask her to be honest with you. I would give them information as well. It is something that they can read up on to help them understand. Your brother will be fine too, knowing my siblings. He may take it lightheartedly and jest with you about it as well. That wouldn't be taking the mick, just again understanding it his own way. He may not be like that, but my family would jest. Not to be horrible, but to be more welcoming, if that makes sense. Brilliant. Let me know how it goes on Wednesday. Honestly, don't worry about it. I'm glad you're feeling better about the situation and talking to your family about how you feel. I hope everything is okay. He is amazing. No one understands how much. Oh my god, I don't want to cry again. Oh my god, it's seriously hilarious how just in a couple of days everything can change. Like, one day he didn't even know who I was, the next he knew like my whole life story, and it's just crazy. And it sucks that I'm going to college, but he's teaching Alice next year, so it's all good. I'll still get to hear funny stories about him, and Alice can tell him stuff as well, and I can still email him and everything, so that's cool. So anyway, I will finish this video here because I don't think I have much to say and it's dragged on for way too long. So yeah, thank you everyone for being so supportive for everything. This hasn't really been an easy thing to go through or anything, and it's kind of just the start and whatever, but yep, you'll be hearing more about this from now on. Now I can be more open about it. Like, there have been so many times where I kind of just want to be like, this, I'm feeling this or whatever, but I can't because it's like, you don't know yet. But yeah, it's cool. You can now join me in this journey. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and thank you for being so supportive and everything, and I hope you've got a little bit more understanding from this video. But if you're still a little bit confused or you still have a few questions, then feel free to ask me them, and I probably won't be offended because I know that it's a really complicated thing. And yeah, thank you everyone. Goodbye.